What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Law from the Art of Storytelling, TAOS by Law, with a very, very special episode of Shit You See at NYC, brought to you by the good folks at Geek Ronin. It's a very special episode because my first guest from my podcast, What's Your Story, Dennis, my roommate, but from another mother, is on it, and we have a very special story to tell. It literally just happened. If you follow my personal account Instagram, I put up a story that said story time. And I looked at Dan and I was like, we're going to have to record this and put this up for you fine folks at home, wherever you may be watching this. Got back, had a great team meeting, squad goals today, whatnot.
And beyond, woo!
Yeah. What happened when we got on this train, Dave? Like, there was a lot of factors. Like,
we both came out of our team meeting. It was a 3.5 hour meeting. Great content, but 3.5 hours of meeting will take a toll on anybody. So we came out tired as shit. Mind you, the meeting started at 7 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. So we were already tired from our days individually. We get on the train. Sweet relief. We're on our way home. And
well, the train pulled in. The train started rolling in pretty slow. Like it almost to like a snail slug pace.
The train was very much. It was probably siphoning off our energy.
Possibly, I would give it that.
It was dragging his ass. It was like the train driver was texting and driving.
Yeah, like totally just didn't give a fuck.
They were like, I quit 13 days ago. This is my last day of my fucking 2 week notice. Yeah. And I'm just gonna drive this. I'm gonna drive this train as slow as possible. But if you're a New Yorker, you know that situation all too well.
So the doors open, and we're kind of like trying to figure out what the status of this car is, and we look down, and homegirl, who I aptly named, sorry. Her nickname was Wolf Pussy, if I'm not mistaken, which we would never unsee. Yeah. If you already have a visual, don't get ahead of us. We're not at that part of the story.
But you digress. We walk into the train and we do the mathematical calculations that every New Yorker does when they get on the train. Who's around me? Where can I get a seat? So we had knocked out the seat part because the train was particularly packed. We look on the floor, and unfortunately there was a homeless woman, sitting on the floor, making herself particularly comfortable. Good for her. Wouldn't we all love to, lay down and enjoy the all of the space that the train floor has to offer?
But super laid up on like if
slumped.
Yeah,
slumped because she did have the bottle of Georgie on her. She had a small personal.
Right.
She was zipping on, so she's living the life. It's Friday.
Right. And rightly so that suspect number 3 that I named Fake Jim Jones. He also had his own bottle of Hennessy.
This is the Marvel Universe. You have to follow on all social medias in order to understand the story.
Right. So we have Wolf Pussy, we have Fake Jim Jones, who was sitting in front of us and just being super argumentative with Wolf Pussy. And you had Fake Wayne Brady, who was singing in tandem with Wolf Pussy, but also with Jim Jones. There was a lot of
hostility between Fake Jim Jones and Wolf Pussy because Wolf Pussy was doing her thing. She was laid up on the floor. Yeah, she was, a little bit of an inconvenience because people needed to step over her in order to get out of the car.
Was she killing his vibe? His buzz?
You know what the thing is? I think she was killing his buzz because he was there, doing his.
But he seemed like he was
he seemed already
super
crazy.
shifty. Like for me, he felt like the person that I was like, I had to watch for more than Wolf Pussy because
Wolf Pussy was laid up. Like she was chilling. Like this looked like the guy who was about trying to start shit. He was talking about slapping the shit out of her, telling her to get the fuck off the train, and all kinds of just being a mess.
Yeah. And again, it's not even that it's like 11:30 on the D train at 59th Street on a Friday. Like, this isn't like particular to that. It's particular to like, this is a common, almost regular thing for New York City, for New Yorkers.
Oh yeah.
And the whole reason why I made this series is because I have a lot of my friends outside of New York who don't believe me when I tell them the stories. So I started making the Snap stories, which you saw, and those Snap stories were like either I would show snippets, like I would try to take a picture or take a low-key video, or I would just have the phone at my face so you can hear the audio and see the facial expressions that I'm giving to kind of give you a glimpse, and I'll say story time later, which is what I'm doing now. But thankfully I have Dennis here who was there to witness it. This is a normal thing. Like, this happens, I would say, 2 or 3 out of our 5 rides a week, let's say.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good number. And again, for our New York viewers, you know this to be all too true. But for those of you who are tuning in from other places, New York subway stories are a real thing. If you're in New York for more than 2 days and you're taking a subway, you will have your share of
mariachis. I'm not selling candy for no basketball team.
Right.
DVD $5, battery $1.
Battery $1 now. Battery $1 has been
he's clutch.
He's a train staple.
I feel like he gets a huge pass. Like he's
he's legit.
He's almost people's at this point.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
Showtime, kids, and there's many variations of Showtime kids.
Welch's fruit snacks.
We got that. You know who I do miss? Is the piano lady? Was the piano a drum lady?
I think I know who you're talking about.
It ain't no joke for real. I'm broke. She was a drummer.
Yeah.
She was a real deal.
But we're digressing. Subway performers, incidents, things of this nature are a regular occurrence here in New York City.
Yeah.
So,
it's almost as common as, like, seeing a New York hat, like a New York Yankee fitted in the city. Like, it's that often, I would say.
Right. So, with that being said, going back to the main story, so we have Wolf Pussy laid up on the floor.
Sorry.
It's something we're never gonna get used to.
Like, the first like 3 times I said I tried really hard to say it with a straight face. But it's just...
So, Wolf Pussy was laid up on the floor. We got a fake Jim Jones, cursing her out, saying he's gonna do this and that, and telling her.
But
shut
then
the fuck up.
he joined Wayne Brady.
But she starts hitting a tune, and fake Jim Jones starts singing it too, and they're singing together.
So.
And then after that, he's still telling her to shut the fuck up.
I think fake Jim Jones recognized a lyric she said, and he said, I think she's trying to say this. So he started singing that song.
But singing it like...
Almost like how DMX did Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, to give you context, like that kind of aggression with like a seemingly happy song.
Rocking and shit. Shifting. Making everybody around him uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was a very stressful situation. Right. But then he also was getting confrontational with Wayne Brady, who was also trying to chime in and help both of them get to that song, I feel like.
Right.
But I feel like Wayne Brady was also on some shit because, not for nothing, he was very extra, but more so than the average, just I want to antagonize or provoke stoke the flames of the wild craziness.
So, fake Wayne Brady, he had some honor in his agenda. He was trying to help Wolf Pussy because Wolf Pussy was on a mission. She said she was on her way to go see her man. It was King Kong with the big ding dong. As she called him.
Time out. I caught snippets. Dennis was like really like right there in earshot.
I was in it.
I heard King Kong with the big dong, but I didn't realize that was her man.
She was talking about her man. So she was going from we got on at 59th Street.
Okay.
She was on her way to Fordham. She said she was getting off of Fordham to see her man, who was King Kong with the big ding dong.
Wow.
So.
Okay.
Wayne Brady's agenda was to help her stay conscious because she was drinking and she was on the floor. Help her stay conscious so that she'd be able to get off on Fordham at her stop. So at least there was some charity in his action, even though he himself seemed to be under the influence of something.
So good intention.
So fake.
Wayne Brady?
Fake Wayne Brady had good intentions at least, or so it seemed. He wanted to keep a Wolf Pussy conscious, so she could get to her Fordham destination.
I almost feel like
to see her boyfriend.
I almost feel like he just wanted
King Kong with the big ding dong. She was one of those. It was a Caucasian lady, and she was one of those who was spitting all the rhymes. I
don't know. I almost feel like where he did have good intentions, he was having fun.
He was also having fun with it because he himself was definitely under the influence.
Yeah. So
something.
What gave it away more or less was when he sat down and like he basically
Yeah, he did one of those.
Sat down. Mind you, the train wasn't even like going that fast or what have you. And then he goes, my spider sense told me like I might fall or some shit like that. Then
that's how you know a nigga on some shit.
He's trying to explain fake Jim Jones, who had just left. We're gonna put a pin in that for a second. But fake Jim Jones left. He tries to sit down and takes his seat, and he's trying to explain his mannerisms. And in doing this, bops his head on the back of the train, like the wall behind him. And everyone's kind of looking at him like, "Oh, you
fucked up too." Like this is a trifecta. This is the holy trinity of D-Train fuckery.
Yeah, basically.
We got the Son, the Father, and
the Holy Ghost. Apparently,
the
holy wolf pussy.
The unholy wolf pussy. That Jesus shit. Christ. And they dubbed her the name Wolf Pussy because unfortunately she had her pants.
By the way, this is like not gonna be a fun video for YouTube. Like they're just like, this video is awful. You guys aren't gonna get any like sponsor. Like this is not like
no ad revenue on this one.
Nothing. Sorry.
Wolf Pussy.
That's why.
So her pants were particularly low, and
so I looked at Dennis and like he goes, Wolf Pussy, starts crying, laughing at me. I'm like,
I was
like, what are you talking about? He's like, you don't know? And I turned and said, holy shit. Then Joe, who was on the train, I don't want to talk about it. It's gonna haunt my nightmares. Fake Jim Jones.
For my Naruto fans, this is Deep Forest Emergence. Yeah.
I'm mad because I know what that is, and I don't even watch Naruto. Alright.
To Wolf Pussy.
Jesus Christ. And we have fake Jim Jones who pulled out his little, personal Henny.
Yeah, because he wanted to belong.
Right. And before he left, I feel like he said something like, to the effect of, I want you guys to view me a certain way, like, don't, almost to something like, I want you guys to, like, see me not as like some fuck up, like I'm a good guy or some stupid shit like that. And we're all just looking at him like, you look like an angry little bastard who tries to rhyme and say you're a musician, but you're trash.
Yeah, he was also saying that he was a rapper and this and that, and he was spitting out some shit, and he sounded like Busta Rhymes having a fucking
stroke
and a seizure. He was just like,
he sounded like a modern day mumble rapper with the flow of like a old 80s into 90s rapper, and it just didn't make sense. Bro, what are you doing right now? Get your shit together. Like, this isn't a good look for you.
Yeah,
more or less.
That's some shit. So fake Jim Jones dips. Fake Wayne Brady comes in, and it's like, we call him fake Wayne Brady because I don't know about me. Everywhere Wayne Brady goes, he just starts like grabbing the mic and starts singing, and it's not unusual. Like, and it's like, nigga, nobody asked you to start singing. Look at the Chappelle, like even on the Chappelle show when he did that episode of the Chappelle show, he was singing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's great. Sing your little heart out, but you know.
Time and place. But I feel like once fake Jim Jones left, the tension kind of went away. So everyone like then cracked out their phones and like started recording and whatnot.
And I got really mixed feelings about that, man.
Because like there's 3 seats here. All 3 seats, Wayne Brady included, grabbed their phone and started recording. And I was just like, oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to point out the gentleman sitting in front of me seemed a little off as well, but he was like the very least of my worries.
Right.
But I was waiting for it because he looked very like, I wasn't sure if he was just really tired or just a little off, if you will.
Right.
But my extra heightened Bronx senses were coming out and just being like, everybody on this train
is a potential wild, wild boy.
Right. Absolutely. That's exactly what that felt.
I mean, look, they started singing and shit, and they were singing an oldie, and they pulled me in. I started singing too.
You get wrangled into the weirdest shit, by the way.
Some of it is voluntary. We all make choices.
Yeah. All right. Let's wrap this up.
Because we have done a little bit of jumping all over the place.
So, more or less, the story is us trying to go home.
We're here. We made it.
Home. We made it. So, like an hour ago, not even an hour ago, got on the train, and we have 3 of the perfect storm of shit you see in NYC. You have the
main attraction.
Main attraction.
Which is wolf pussy laid up on the train. Pubes out.
You have the instigator, which is Wayne Brady. And then you have the
main protagonist.
The main protagonist, agitator, which is fake Jim Jones. Usually I say for me, when things happen, it comes in 3s. So like, just seeing wolf pussy would have been enough to be worthy of a story to tell you guys.
Right.
Including Jim Jones is like a whole nother like layer.
A whole different dynamic, you know, because there's one thing to have your train ride, you know, interrupted, or you know, interrupted gives it a negative connotation. There's one thing to have your train ride enhanced by wolf pussy laid up on your train singing songs.
I don't know if that enhances anything.
Hey man, listen. Hey man, hey. I'm sure some people.
King Kong Ding Dong is the only one who feels enhanced by wolf pussy.
But you know the protagonist, Mr. Jim Jones, he you know, he created for, you know, a different dynamic, and then you had the instigator coming in afterward, and it was a perfect storm of New York City fuckery.
And those of us who have been in New York City long enough, and especially in the Bronx, and riding the D train as long as we've been riding, like we all kind of knew. Like, we knew what to expect, and we were just kind of, you have to ride that wave.
Until you stop.
Until you stop. Like, you have to take that L and just hold it, because...
There will be times where there'll be,
Your next train ain't like, right behind you. It's probably 20 minutes behind you.
Especially on a weekend.
Yeah. So it's like, do you want to get off? Do you want to try to get to the next car? And that next car... I've gone to next cars and had worse situations in the car that I was on. Like, I've had a fight break out in one car, went to another car, and homeboy is like smoking like a pack of cigarettes, like chain smoking a pack of cigarettes on the end. Just not giving a fuck. Looking at us like, what are you guys gonna do?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, this is my train right now. So I'm just either can keep going,
and
or just figure something out.
There's a whole bunch of different ways you can look at it. You could look at it and you could laugh and say, wow, this would be a fun story to tell my friends. You could look at it and laugh and say, wow, this will be a fun story to tell you guys. You could look at it and say, fuck, why didn't I finish college like my mama said? If not, I'd have had my own car and I wouldn't have to be dealing with this shit. But hey, man, you take it however you want. We're super glad we got to bring this story to you. Hopefully we didn't do too bad a job of, mashing it up.
That's it for this episode. I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, follow your path. Check out new content coming out soon. Peace.